A $1,600 boost to your Social Security checks in 2025? This could be a game changer for millions of Americans struggling with inflation. In this video, we'll break down the proposed $200 monthly increase to Social Security payments, who's behind this critical legislation, and what it could mean for your financial future. Stay until the end to discover not just how this proposal might affect your benefits, but also what actions you can take to support this potential increase becoming reality. Welcome to Financial Area, your trusted source for Social Security and retirement news. If you want to stay updated on changes that could impact your benefits, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's dive right into what's being proposed. Top Senate Democrats have introduced legislation that would provide Social Security recipients with an additional $200 per month through the end of 2025. That's an extra $1,600 in total for eligible beneficiaries over the course of the year. This emergency payment increase would apply to all Social Security programs, including retirement benefits, disability insurance, and supplemental security income. Behind this push is a coalition of prominent Democratic lawmakers, with Senator Bernie Sanders taking a particularly vocal stance. Sanders has been emphasizing the necessity of increasing Social Security benefits by $2,400 annually, arguing that too many elderly Americans are living on inadequate incomes. In his own words, seniors cannot survive on the current benefits they're receiving. This increase isn't just helpful, it's necessary. For the average Social Security recipient currently receiving about $1,700 monthly, this increase would represent nearly a 12% boost to their benefits. Consider what that means in practical terms. An extra $200 could cover a month's worth of groceries, help pay for prescriptions not covered by Medicare, or offset rising utility costs. For a retired couple both receiving benefits, that's potentially an additional $400 per month or $3,200 annually between them, enough to make a meaningful difference in many households. The driving force behind this proposal is the significant impact of inflation on fixed-income seniors. Over the past 3 years, essential expenses have skyrocketed, with grocery prices up more than 20% and prescription medication costs continuing to climb. While recent cost of living adjustments, COLAs, have helped somewhat, many seniors report that these increases aren't keeping pace with their actual expenses. Democratic lawmakers point to economic policies from previous administrations as contributing factors to the current inflation situation. They argue that tax cuts benefiting primarily wealthy Americans and corporations have created economic instability that disproportionately affects seniors and other vulnerable populations living on fixed incomes. A key component of the proposed legislation is a change to how future benefit increases would be calculated. Currently, Social Security uses the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, CPIE, to determine annual COLAs. The new proposal suggests adopting the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, or CPIE, which specifically tracks expenses that make up a larger portion of seniors' budgets, like healthcare and housing. This change could be significant because the CPIE typically rises faster than the CPIW, reflecting the reality that goods and services seniors depend on often increase in price more rapidly than the general market basket of goods. Advocacy groups have long argued that using the CPIE would provide more accurate and fair benefit adjustments for Social Security recipients. The statistics supporting this change are compelling. According to recent studies, nearly 40% of seniors rely on Social Security for at least half of their income, while approximately 15% depend on it for 90% or more of their income. With the average Social Security benefit replacing only about 40% of pre-retirement earnings for most workers, many seniors are finding themselves financially squeezed as they age. Despite the proposal's introduction and widespread support among Democratic lawmakers, there's growing frustration over the lack of actual voting on the bill. Many advocates are calling for immediate action rather than just discussion, emphasizing that every month of delay means another month of financial struggle for millions of Americans. The political reality, however, is that passing such legislation will require bipartisan support. Democratic leaders acknowledge that in the current divided Congress, securing enough votes to implement the increase will be challenging. Republican lawmakers have expressed concerns about the proposal's impact on the Social Security Trust Fund's long-term solvency, arguing that any benefit increases should be paired with structural reforms to ensure the program's sustainability. It's worth noting that this benefit increase proposal is part of a broader package of reforms being discussed. These include potential Medicare expansions to cover dental, vision, and hearing services, areas currently not included in traditional Medicare coverage. Such expansions would further reduce out-of-pocket healthcare expenses for seniors, working in tandem with the Social Security increase to improve financial security. For those watching who want to see this proposal become reality, there are several ways to get involved. Contacting your representatives in Congress is the most direct approach. Phone calls, emails, and letters from constituents do make a difference. Organizations like the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare and the Alliance for Retired Americans are actively advocating for this legislation and provide resources for those wanting to join their efforts. To stay informed about developments on this proposal, make sure you're following reliable news sources that focus on retirement issues. Setting up news alerts for Social Security increase or Social Security legislation can help you track progress. And of course, subscribing to our channel will ensure you don't miss our updates as this situation evolves. The debate over Social Security benefits reflects a larger conversation about wealth inequality in America. As the gap between the wealthiest Americans and everyone else continues to widen, policies that strengthen the social safety net become increasingly important. Senator Sanders and others advocating for this increase argue that supporting seniors through enhanced benefits is not just an economic issue, but a moral one. Higher Social Security benefits combined with expanded Medicare coverage and efforts to control prescription drug prices could significantly improve quality of life for millions of older Americans. While the path to implementing these changes may be challenging, the growing recognition of seniors' financial struggles suggests that pressure for action will continue to build. As we wrap up, remember that staying informed and engaged is crucial. The future of Social Security affects almost every American, whether you're currently receiving benefits or paying into the system for future retirement. By understanding the proposals being discussed and making your voice heard, you can help shape the outcome of this important debate. That's all for today's update on the proposed $1,600 Social Security increase for 2025. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to Financial Area for more timely updates on Social Security, Medicare, and retirement planning. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.